folks.
Welcome back. If you're following the schedule, we are going to start game 18. You're watching two Quebec teams, Nemesis from Sherbrooke and Les Outsiders du Québec, which is a composite team of Rimouski, Les Matantes, Limoilou, Trois-Rivières, and Sherbrooke. We're just looking around.
I didn't realize that Sherbrooke had 2 leagues.
I didn't either. I'm like, is that a typo? Okay.
And we're ready for Derby. I'm Professor Vex.
I'm Breaker Thigh. And we don't have a house announcer, so hopefully somebody will pick that mic up later. And we're off. It looks a little messy to start. Reckness being pushed out on the outside by, I can't see.
Oh, but then sneaks in through the inside to get lead jammer status.
Now, Clara Mike here, number 97, is a great chess blocker. Dr. Cutter keeping Reckness behind her. Reckness number 1969 from the black team. Yep, this is the Outsiders.
Les Outsiders de Quebec.
And gray is your Nemesis team. Reckness on the ground. 4 points on the board for, I believe it's Reckness. I think the white band is the gray team. So if you've been following us, you'll know that we're a little bit behind schedule, as any tournament is. Happy to be here, though. Welcome, Vex.
Thank you so much.
You've been on the house mic for a while.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to talk to everyone in internet land.
Number
That was a beautiful spin move by Sugar Rush to get through the pack and pick up lead jammer status.
And Jubin Lapafine took a big hit right off the whistle, sending her to the inside, like well on the inside. That jammer for Nemesis is Sugar Rush, number 11, team captain. Been jamming all day long. Formidable jammer. This is my first time seeing these outside. No, it's not. I announced them a while ago. Yes, I did.
It kind of been against.
I'm looking at the roster and I'm like, yeah.
But Nemesis is playing with a very short bench this tournament. They only have 8 skaters dressed right now, so only 3 people get to take a break every jam. There's actually more Nemesis skaters on the track than there are on the bench at any given time.
And so far, they have not shown any indication of being tired. Of course, this morning during the first game, they lost a player to an injury. She's back in the arena, though.
Yep, back and bandaged up.
All right. That's Fanushka on the line for Les Outsiders. Fanushka, le jammer. Et pour les Nemesis, I can't see. It's probably Turbo Choupette because, yep, that's who it is. Turbo Choupette, Nemesis is l'autre jammer pour Nemesis.
She just picks up a really quick lead jammer status there. Meanwhile, Fanushka is fighting to get through. Oh, beautiful move by Turbo Choupette, sorry.
Clara Mike, as I said before, pulls her back and is ready to engage right through the pack from back to front. Turbo Choupette, meeting the arms of whatever number that is. Going to the box, 84. 84. Oh, not going to the box. Yes, penalty? No. No penalty. Thought that was a penalty for some reason. Just by the way, oh no, she is. All right, so I'll go back to that. That's Flivolin. Going to the penalty box for something. 5 seconds is called.
Here we go. We've got Reckness jamming for Les Outsiders.
A Sugar Rush pour les Nemesis. Sugar Rush reste sur la piste. Elle est le lead jammer. Reckness va dans la boîte de pénalité, the penalty box.
Cutting penalty, I think. And
Sugar Rush.
Super jam for Nemesis.
Takes the inside. I don't even know if the Outsiders knew she was there. If you want to tweet at us or post pictures or, I don't know, engage at all, the
Tell us how
hashtag.
great you think our announcing is.
The hashtag is FNF Derby 2018. Hashtag FNF Derby 2018.
And Sugar Rush calls the jam. I think Nemesis is trying to keep jams as short as possible to give them some rest time between jams.
It's a good strategy too. I mean, you don't have to be doing these long 2-minute jams. Just hit it and quit it, as they say. Pick up a couple points, call it off.
4-0 jams adds up a lot over the course of 20 minutes.
Pardon me?
4-0 jams can add up a lot over the course of 20 minutes. Oh,
and that is Tupo. Turbo Choupette once again. Lead jammer for Nemesis. Reckness back on the track. Needs to make their initial pass. Reckness taking the outside, looking for a spot. Blocked by, now that's Clara Mike. I don't know who the other blocker is. I'm starting to get to know the blockers' faces. Thank you. Are we allowed food on the table? We're not allowed to drink. That's called.
Liquids that spread and kill electronics.
Oh, and we have a house announcer now.
We do. Thank you.
For those of you who are in the arena and also watching the feed, you'll notice that we now have a house. Nope, he has walked away. We might not have a house announcer.
Oh, he's there. Okay, this is a timeout for these outsiders.
Yep, they've had a couple of rough jams, and I think they just want a chance to clear their minds and
Regroup.
get back into the game.
And Nemesis, no doubt, appreciates the break.
They will take every break they can get, I think.
All right.
In their last game, one of their blockers fouled out, and they ended up playing with just 7 people.
Oh yes, I saw that. So, just a little mention that the GTA Roller Girls have changed their name to Hogtown, if you haven't heard that in one of the other stream broadcasts. So Hogtown Roller Derby, your host of this, the 7th annual Fresh and the Furious tournament at the Ted Reeve Arena, and we're in the bubble next door. So, we've got some blockers in the box. It looks like one from each team.
Yep.
Les outsiders ont décidé de faire un triangle avec leurs blockers, but Nemesis likes to set up in a line.
And we've got a race for the jammers. Jibin Lapafine calls it off before either of them approach the pack.
Smart.
It's a 0-0 jam.
I'm trying to figure out the Nemesis defense, because you saw here in front of us we had a 2-wall in the front, and then it must have been the skater playing O in the back. But quite often they're not. Okay, so here they're making a triangle.
They're in a standard Trinity, yeah. Oh!
Oh, outside.
Oh, almost snuck out down the line, but got knocked out.
Both.
And we have an injury.
Oh.
That was Sosori, who fell down hard, and the medics are now attending to her. We're going to take a brief pause as the medics look and make sure that she's all right.
It was Sosori's husband that was speaking to us on Twitter a few games ago, so we hope she's all right, and we know her family's watching. Now, when an injury occurs, it is standard for all the skaters on the track to take a knee. If they can make it back to their bench, they do. This is to give the medics a chance to talk to the skater, assess the situation, and then get the skater off the track. We'll take a moment and just thank our medics and our referees and our NSOs none of whom we can do this without.
It takes a lot of people to make a roller derby game happen.
Does, and it's all volunteer. And since we have a few minutes, I'll also take a moment to thank our sponsors, the Pie Commission, which is flaky butter pastry. They are in 2 locations, Trinity Bellwoods and on the Queensway in Etobicoke. Complete Energy Solutions, HVAC and energy management. Magnum Fire Protection, it's in the name. Ingerv Group, janitorial maintenance, carpet cleaning, and flood remediation needs. Mayflower Landscaping, and rollergirl.ca. We've seen some great roller derby today, haven't we?
It's been pretty fantastic. There's been a lot of really close games, a couple blowouts, but hard-fought games all around.
The level of derby is amazing.
No, absolutely. I was actually discussing that with Derby Nerd at an earlier game about how it seems that every year at Fresh the teams get better, both skating-wise, but also, and more importantly, strategy.
Yeah.
You don't see teams making the sort of rookie mistakes that they used to 2, 3, 4 years ago.
No, 5 years ago when I did this, there was no backwards blocking, no chest blocking. They were 4 walls. You could still get a 1-minute penalty. You were Fresh my first year announcing. That's 3 years ago, yeah?
2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember you. You were jamming.
That's back when I thought I was a jammer, yeah.
Oh, you did well. You did well, I remember.
I think I got a little apex hop in there at one point. And,
Probably did.
thought it was much bigger than it actually was, but I mostly pivot now because I just love the mental game of blocking, and I look really good in stripes, so.
You're the only one. Oh, I gotta go to latest here for, there we go. Okay.
Smash Squad and Combo Team 2 are starting soon in the main arena. That's going to be a really good game. We hope you stay with us, but if you want to watch them both, either get 2 computers or use the DVR function and watch one of them later.
So it looks as though the medics are paying attention to Saucery's ankle or foot area.
Derby can be a risky sport at the best of times, but especially at a place like Fresh where people are playing more games than they ever have before.
So for some of them, it's their very first game.
They're getting tired.
Yeah.
The risk of injury goes up even more, and it's really good that we have medics here who do a fantastic job. But
we hope the medics are always bored. They have to always be watching the track. We can't have these games without them. We need at least 2 of them. They must never take their eyes off the track, and they need to be ready to go at a moment's notice. And we just pray that, you know, if you're a praying person, that we don't have to use them.
No, medics are a good group of people to have sit down and do not much of anything.
Saucery looks pretty calm. She had her hands behind her back, her head, like relaxing.
She's just letting them do their thing.
Yeah, the toolbox is open. I doubt we'll see her play the rest of the game. It's too bad she's been having some great games. Have you ever hurt yourself? Knock on wood if you say no.
Not at Derby.
Not at Derby. Not at Derby.
I've gotten a lot of minor injuries.
Yeah.
A lot of bruises, but haven't broken anything.
This is the reason I'm announcing is because I've injured myself. Twice actually, but once was for real, like kind of serious. Nothing broken, just messed up my knee. Took me out for a season and a half, but I found announcing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm back at it now. Playing, that is.
Who are you playing with now?
Sorry, I just ate a fry. I'm playing with Peterborough area roller derby.
Oh, fantastic.
If you're watching us from Peterborough. Hi, everybody. We have one of our skaters playing with Quad City today. So when you're watching Quad City, Ginger Jacks, she's a Peterborough. They're a Peterborough pal.
Yeah, Quad City had a really good game against combo number 2.
I heard. I'm sorry I missed it. I was announcing here.
Yeah, me too. But
They almost called double overtime. It was overtime, and they lost by 1.
yeah, at the end of that first overtime jam, they thought it was a 20-20 jam, and then the refs conferred and found that it was actually a 21-20 jam. I think it might have been a jammer lap point that they picked up.
Heartbreaking.
Oh, absolutely.
Were you watching it, or were you
No,
announcing?
I was announcing. I just had a bunch of people tell me about it.
And now you feel like because you're speaking as though you were there. How could you watch that? I thought you were on the mic.
Well, you know, we do have a live feed.
Yes, we do. We are on said feed. All right, now what can we talk about? Well, yeah.
Kind of wish we had a live feed of the Ted Reeve game as well. That way we could
comment on it. It's true. Okay, let's read Twitter. Let me see.
Anything exciting going on?
Well, Damien D says, wow, this bout was epic, talking about the 21-20 game. Hats off to both teams. Hashtag FNF Derby 2018. My buddy Peyton, with the GIF, or GIF, however you like to pronounce it. Peyton, you're hilarious. Let me see. Lots of commenting. So Ted Reeve is getting a lot of viewers.
Ooh, apparently there's a Slamazon did a great Apex jump.
Mm-hmm. See, we don't have to watch the game. We've got Twitter. Oh, yes. And I've been seeing this on Twitter today. It is Messica's birthday today. So happy birthday to Messica, who is playing for, hang on, I know this. It was the first game I announced this morning. No, it wasn't. I don't know. I can't remember. Messica's birthday.
It's a great way to spend your birthday.
I know. Last year there was practice on my birthday. I was happy. Mostly because people brought me cupcakes.
Well, that's lovely. Did they let you eat them or just smash them into your face?
No, we ate them. We all ate them. Thank you, Cupcake Committee, which is now defunct. All right, if you're interested in, as there's a skater on the floor getting worked on, if you're interested in roller derby and you feel as though skating is not for you, or maybe skating is for you, contact your local roller derby league. It's really easy to do. You just Google roller derby and the name of your town. You can get involved as a skater, like a player or an official. You can also be involved in the way of non-skating officials, which we call NSOs. And if you're looking at the feed right now, the people wearing the black shirts are our non-skating officials. They do stuff like time the penalties, count the penalties, keep track of the score, deal with the scoreboard, that type of stuff. It's easier than it looks.
It's a great way to get a really close view of the derby games.
Mm-hmm.
Have front row seats.
You can also coach.
I miss the pink shirts.
You can also announce. Oh, the pink shirts. We still use pink shirts in Peterborough.
Good. I should come to some of your games.
You should come to some. We're done home games now. Our home game season's over.
It was one of the nice things about skating with Tord is up until they switched NSOs into black shirts, it always seemed like the NSOs were cheering for the Toronto All-Stars, who have pink jerseys themselves. Oh, and it looks like she's getting up.
Yep. About to get up. They've wrapped her ankle. Sorry about the dead air. We're just watching what's going on.
Do you want me to let them know that on the bench? Now they're doing paperwork. It's really important to document things like this. Every derby skater has roller derby insurance because you never know when something might happen, and you need to make sure everyone's taken care of.
Yep. I didn't know they did the paperwork right on the floor, though.
No, by
Okay, if you're in the Danforth area or Toronto, we've got upcoming Hogtown events, home games on August 11th and September 8th here at Ted Reeve, presumably.
The August 11th game actually has the Derby debutants playing against the Toronto Vipers, so it's going to be a Toronto-on-Toronto game.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
And each year,
We're going to message you
getting information.
And if you're watching at home but want to actually meet some live people, there is an after party. It's going to be at the Firkin on Danforth, at Danforth and Woodbine. Even if you didn't come out and watch us live, come out and drink live with us and
Yes!
and join the after party. It's going to be a fun time.
Okay, before Jax came over to talk to me, I was going to say, each year, this tournament benefits a charity, and today's charity is Little Res Q. That's RES with a capital Q, and it's dedicated to helping the growing number of turtles in the pet trade find proper homes and educating the populace on their correct care, and above all else, giving a voice to silent creatures. It's a sweet little...
That's lovely.
And the name, it's like it was meant to be supported by Derby. Little Rescue.
Yeah, Derby players do love their puns.
It's true. I get a kick out of all these names. I was saying one other feed that I don't have so I speak French mostly. I mean, well enough to get by. But I don't have the knowledge of the puns, right? And actually, Saucerie, who's being worked on right now, her husband was helping me during our last Quebec game. Thank you. It took me he tweeted a few things, though, and it was after the game that I got to really read the tweets, and then I got them. Like,
fantastic.
I was like, oh, it took me 20 minutes to understand the names, but I got them. How's your voice?
I think it's doing all right.
Did you announce last year? You did,
No,
eh?
this is my first year announcing. Last year I was doing turn 3 for the Vipers.
Okay, I knew you were here. My voice is already dying.
My partner was also playing fresh last year, so.
Oh yeah, who?
Nom de Guerre.
I remember the name.
It's a great name.
I've seen them play in some other like scrimmages and stuff. Okay, stretcher's coming out.
Yeah,
this is just for
great
the
jammer.
comfort of the player. We saw early this morning another player get carried off. It was not comfortable for her. That was evident. So I'm glad to see the stretcher coming out so that Saucerie can leave the track in more comfort. Of course, it was a Nemesis player this morning that sustained I think an ankle injury. I always hate when these things happen because it takes a player out for a little while.
End their season.
Especially a fresh player, you know, like sometimes I've seen it before in our league. A fresh player will get hurt and then never come back because they just take it like a sign because their heart's not in it yet. They've not experienced the community as a whole. But when you get injured as a vet, you can't leave. The sport keeps you. Either you start NSOing or announcing or coaching, and then as soon as you can, you come back. Sometimes though you come back too early.
I think
That happens a lot too.
A lot of roller derby players are guilty of that, and
Yeah.
we don't always listen to our body as much as we should.
Okay. Got a question for you. Professor Vex.
Yes.
Where does that name come from?
Well, it's a play on Professor X, who was the leader of the X-Men.
Yes, the X-Men.
I'm a bit of a comic book geek, and a bit of a geek in
But I'm
general.
DC. You're clearly Marvel.
I'm more of a Marvel
Yeah.
person. Also, I'm, fairly geeky and brainy in general, so the Professor works, and often I find that my very existence vexes people, so... so
I don't see it.
it really just fits.
I know we've just met, but I can't see it. Yes, for most of the players, most of the skaters, our names mean something. Sometimes they're just funny puns, but there's always a little story behind them. And she's up and out and looking all right. We're glad.
Yeah.
And sometimes the numbers are significant as well.
I spent a lot of time choosing my number, because I wanted it to be meaningful.
My number is more significant than my name.
People change their roller derby names from time to time. If you change your number, you need to buy new arm patches, and who wants to do that?
I don't use arm patches. I'm old school. I like Sharpie.
I've always been amazed with Sharpie numbers, because they'll come off 5 times during the game from all the sweat,
Yes, they will.
but then they won't come off for a week as soon as the game ends.
I know, but they'll come off on your sheets if you
Yeah.
are so tired and you don't go to bed.
But
You
you'll
don't
have
shower
that
before bed.
number on your arm for a solid 3 days to a week.
Yeah. I once, after game, passed out so hard that the number in my arm was on the bed sheet, and my makeup. I don't wear makeup. Well, I guess I do, but it was the early years when I really did my face up, and half my, you could see my face on the pillow, half of my face. It was I couldn't believe it. I don't have a picture, I don't think, to document it.
See, my trick to make sure that never happens to me is I always do post-derby shower beers. And
I do now.
that reward of a beer
I do now.
in the shower is just what's
Oh,
always...
a beer in the shower.
Oh, absolutely.
Drink responsibly, everybody. We're not promoting. It sounds like fun, though.
A hot shower and a cold beer is a fantastic combination.
Well, it is now 6:20. Nemesis has 30 points, and les Outsiders du Québec have 4. Saucerie is coming off of the track. Looking good. It is definitely an ankle injury. Her spirits look high. And now there'll be a little break for the teams to sort of figure their stuff out.
20 minutes is a long time to stand around on the sidelines, and
And you're worried about your teammate.
yep, and now they need to get their minds back into the game and get ready to play the next 13 minutes and 20 seconds of roller derby.
Mhm.
Score looks a little bit lopsided right now, and oh, that's a touching thing.
Touching what?
Oh, it looks like 35, I think it is, or possibly 346. Little Simone has written Saucerie's numbers on her legs,
Oh, good.
which is a
like that.
derby tradition, writing the numbers of teammates who can't make it because of injury on their bodies as a sort of honor for them. And it looks like a few of them have done that now, which is a great use of Sharpie. That's always really meaningful. It's a little way to sort of have the skater with you even when they can't be on the track.
A good rally cry. Get her done.
Sorry, I didn't realise that was going to go on so long. I'd have come over and would have noticed that, so you didn't have to keep telling people what's going on.
There were lots of pauses.
Another angle?
Both teams were given the option to end the game as it is. They've decided to move forward. We're going to play in about a minute.
Okay.
Here we go.
We're going to resume play in a minute. Both teams were given the option to call the game, but they've decided to continue to play. So this game will be resuming in 1 minute. Again, we've got a Nemesis lead, 30-4 against Les Outsiders de Quebec. Saussuri, who is playing for Les Outsiders, has come off the track with an ankle injury. And we will be...
Yeah. Score looks a little bit lopsided right now, but 26 points is not a lot. That's one good jam. So it's still very much anybody's game.
Oh, yeah, with 13 minutes left.
Yeah.
Plus the motivation of losing your comrade. Like, you want to make it worth it, you know? The sacrifice, I mean, gives you heart.
Absolutely.
Makes you dig deep. I'm just going to put in all the cliches now. All right. That whistle is bringing everybody back onto the track. We can stop being awkward. And we're down one blocker each. Both jammers taking the inside. It is Sugar Rush who is successful.
Got through quickly there. Making her way back down the track. Oh, nice little duck and dodge by Reckness there. And it's going to force a call off. 4 points to 0 points in that jam for Nemesis, so they've extended their lead to 30 points now. It looks like Outsiders de Quebec and Nemesis both have a blocker on the... Oh! And a fast lead jammer score by Turbo Choupette.
Professor Vex, I'm just going to eat my fries for a few minutes. You have the mic. You have the comm.
All right. Folks, you're with me while my colleague eats some French fries. Jubin La Pafine is just made it through on her initial pass. So she's going to be racing and trying to force a call off, which she does. It's another 5 points for Nemesis as they extend their lead over Les Outsiders du Québec. And we've got... Nope, we still have one blocker in the penalty box for each team. Seems to be a bit of confusion there for Les Outsiders as to who's going to stay and who's going to go, but they've figured it out just in time with 2 seconds left until the jam begins.
And I'm back.
Oh, and a beautiful little jukey move there by Fanushka.
Looks like Fanushka is the lead here. And they're going to race around the track just to that last corner.
And then she's going to call it, and another 0-0 jam.
11 minutes left in the game. I'm looking toward the penalty box. I don't have a full view, but I can see that we've got a few residents there.
Yeah, they've...
Looks like Nemesis is down to 2 blockers, and these Outsiders have 1 in the box. Both jammers are on.
Oh, almost got...
So
Sugar
Reckness.
Rush almost got through, but got knocked out just at the very last minute there.
Reckness is our lead jammer. Sugar Rush doesn't always lose that lead jammer status.
Reckness has picked up their 4 points and are calling the jam. Doubling the score for the Outsiders de Quebec, now at 8 points. And we are exactly halfway through the game.
Nemesis blockers. taking
Oh.
the lead of Clara Mike. Clara Mike
Pretty
giving the
little-
shoulder to that jammer,
Ooh, and
Fanushka, and
Fanushka
she's not
picks up
finished
lead
with her.
jam. Gets knocked down, but gets back up. Still has lead jammer status with Nemesis right on their heels.
Turbo Choupette. Turbo Choupette is so fast. Both her and Sugar Rush.
Now, Nemesis has a lot of very fast skaters. And who do we have jamming now?
Probably Sugar Rush. And
And it looks like Reckness, I
Reckness.
believe.
yeah. Okay, let's take bets. Who's gonna make it out first?
I think Reckness has it. this
Okay,
time.
I'm gonna take Sugar Rush. Come on, Sugar Rush. Oh.
And Reckness dodges and gets out as lead jammer.
All right, you win this one.
Double or nothing next time.
Yeah. I'll bet a fry.
Ooh, and Reckness skirts up the line and calls it off, but maybe a little bit too late.
And
Yeah, Nemesis
Betty
managed to-
Lega going to the penalty box. I'm not sure. Is it Betty Lega? Hang on. Yeah, Betty Lega. I'm wondering if that was a direction. I didn't see the.
Oh,
I didn't hear the call or see the hand
I
gesture.
think, are there two of them going to the box there?
I'm out, Gray. All right.
Yeah, so we have two Nemesis in the box right now and one outsider.
You know, we're in the middle of the day. We're at the end of the middle of the day. And I can't believe this, but I'm out of things to say during timeouts. We've talked about,
We've mentioned the sponsors.
we've reminisced about the good old days.
There's a great vendors alley here if any of you are nearby and still want to come out and buy some derby gear. There's still plenty of time to do that. Plus, we'd love to see your faces.
Yes. I'm a big fan of faces. I'm a big fan of roller derby and roller derby faces. Yeah, we're going down the rabbit hole now, my friend.
I mean, speaking of roller derby faces, I just want to take a moment to say that Nemesis, as a team, has some really good face makeup. They've got
Oh yeah,
Couple
they've got
little
scars painted.
stars
and
painted, and they look really quite fierce.
menacing. Okay.
All right.
And destroy Jubin La Pafine, and I don't know who that other blocker is, but I'm going to try to call this from the blocker's point of view. And that 3-wall has kept that jammer, Turbo Choupette,
Back just
Back-
long enough. Yep.
yep, for Reckness. Is that Reckness?
That is no. It's
No, it's not
Fanushka.
Reckness, just Bandy. That's Fanushka, yeah.
Oh.
Oh! Good track awareness there, going down, sliding, and calling it off, knowing that the other jammer is right on her heels.
Now that's a good quality heads-up play, and this is what we were talking about before about how the level of strategy and awareness has gone up so much for
Yep.
fresh skaters.
Each team has put 10 points on the board since our last long delay. We're now at 40-14, but you can see that on your board, on your TV screen, on your computer monitor.
So both Nemesis blockers in the box are standing.
Ooh, jammers have a slow start.
Oh, and Reckness grabs lead jammer status. Oh,
Dr.
that is
Cutter and Clara Mike making an
beautiful
alley
offense.
for Sugar Rush,
That is
and
great,
now
great
they're-
offense.
keeping Reckness behind them. Good teamwork there.
And Reckness gets through, and it looks like they're going to be. Oh, nope, they're not going to be extending the jam. They're calling it off just in the nick of time.
Four points put on the board by these outsiders. Nemesis comes up short on that one, but they're still ahead by 22. Thank you.
22 points.
I'm not good at the mental math. I need to get better.
Oh, wow. Big hit out on
Oh,
both teams.
both of them on the inside. They've got to come back in behind the pack so as not to gain position. Vesta going to the penalty box for Nemesis.
Turbo Choupette
And-
skates along the inside line, but manages to stay in and grabs lead jammer status.
She gives a little hit to Fanushka. Fanushka is ahead of her. She's going to call that off. Yeah, she is.
Jammer on jammer contact is always so exciting.
I like it right off the whistle. It's one of my favorite. If they ever make me jam, I try to do it. Just gives me that extra second as long as I stay up.
Do you try to do the big drawback and eat the baby?
No, don't have time for that. No, I'm lucky to give myself a fraction of a second.
And it looks like
We didn't have a
Nemesis
jammer.
forgot to field the jammer.
Yeah, so what happens now?
That's going to be they're going to call off the jam and put one of them into the penalty box. So Nemesis is now going to have to put, believe it's their captain, or possibly a skater that they can elect. I'm not entirely sure. Is going to have to go and serve a penalty for delay of game, essentially.
But not the jammer.
Don't believe it's the jammer, no. Because the jammer was not a legitimate player at the time anyway. This is much better than the old rules that they used to have, where if you forgot to field the jammer, you just didn't get
With
to
no
field the
jammer? Yeah, we did that once, I think. Feel like we did. Turbo Choupette bouncing off, running along that outside line.
The same rule does not apply for blockers, though, so if you forget to field a blocker, or 3 blockers, as Rat City did that one game against Montreal, you're just playing with less blockers.
A little short of 5 minutes left in this game. I can't see. Is that
And it
3
looks like
four?
3 for Outsiders and 2 for Nemesis.
Yes.
That was a bit of a foot race.
I'm checking Twitter.
And we have a timeout call by Nemesis. They're using their last timeout. They will still have an official review left that they can use as a timeout if they want. But I think right now they just want to take a breath and give everyone a little bit of downtime.
Those timeouts are important, especially when you have a small team. You're short-staffed. Give them a little break. Especially your jammers. They were only jamming Sugar Rush and... Sorry, Nemesis is only jamming Sugar Rush and Turbo Choupette. But I guess the same is true for the Outsiders. They're jamming Rekness and Fanushka.
Fanushka a lot. Yeah, I think I've seen Jibin Lapapine a few times as well, just coming in as a relief jammer. But it's been mostly the 2 of them.
Yeah, and the last game that I saw them play, I have J's next to both of their names, so that means they've been the main jammers all day.
It's a bold strategy going with a 2 jammer rotation.
Check out the score. The Outsiders have really come back.
Yeah, they're down just 21 points.
I love this game.
And another lead jam for the Outsiders.
Right through the middle. And Turbo Choupette is right on Fanushka's heels, like quarter of a lap behind. Oh.
Let's see if she can score some points.
At this point,
Came into
Yep.
hard and called the jam.
so how many? 4 points. 4 points picked up by Fanushka.
That was fantastic. And that cuts the Nemesis lead to only 17 points with 4 minutes left.
So if I was Nemesis coach, and thank goodness I'm not, because that would suck for them. But I would need them to score as many points too. I can't afford, as a member of that team, to call off a jam early with this little time left in the game, with the other team catching up that fast. I want to make that gap a little bit wider, and Sugar Rush is going to do that.
But Rekness is close behind, about a quarter of a track back. And
Nemesis is down to 2 blockers, and Sugar Rush whips around her teammates and takes the outside and calls it off.
Frivoline went in for a hit there and ended up landing on the floor, which just shows you how Sugar Rush was deking out there and really making them jump for her.
Find the speed of this game really fast. We like to play low and slow. We try to play low and slow. That doesn't always happen. Turbo Chapette out first, but Fanushka
Right on their tail.
right there. Now at this point, yep, coach is telling her to go. She's got to score.
Pack is moving
Fanushka
really
has
quickly.
beaten her, takes the inside, picks up 3 points. No points. Hang on. No, that's Nemesis with no points, and Fanushka and the
With
Outsiders
4.
with 4.
That's a great result to get if you're the Outsiders and you don't have lead jam.
That's a gamble you've got to take. I think so. This is why I'm not a coach, though. Like, really, I'm like, go big or go home in all aspects of life. I don't know what it would be like if I coached roller derby.
Oh, big hits.
Nemesis pivot coming back onto the track after a penalty.
Reckness fighting for
Reckness
lead.
trying to get
Gets
past
lead.
Vesta. Gets past her. Turbo Chapette through the pack as well. Black blockers make it to the front. They are assembled.
Reckness is coming in. Gets the hips in front and calls the jam.
1 point picked up for the Outsiders. 2 points picked up for the Outsiders. Holy cow. So it's 46-31, and we've got a minute, just a little bit over a minute left.
Outsiders need a really big jam here. What the Outsiders really need is a power jam.
They need a power jam. Yep. Or they need their defense to just sit on that jammer and hold them back forever.
The only other thing they could do right now is try to get a quick 4, call the jam, and then call a timeout so they get one more jam after that. But what's just happened? Nemesis just fielded 2 pivots because Sugar Rush grabbed the wrong panty and was on the track with a pivot panty instead of a jammer panty. So she's going to the box, and they're going to redo this jam.
Okay, so this is a power start then?
This
Because I
is-
don't see another jammer.
I believe this is going to be a power start.
A power start in favor of the Outsiders. This is what they need. This is exactly the
There
break
seems
they
to be
need.
a bit of confusion. They're not actually sure, so they're calling a timeout so they can figure out whether or not they get to field the jammer. And Dr. Cutter is going to come out as a jammer.
Wow.
So this will not be a power start.
I'm trying to think, have I seen Dr. Cutter jam yet? It's maybe her first.
This might be a great opportunity for these Outsiders if they can keep Dr. Cutter back.
Okay, Fanushka has gotten through. She now controls the time of this jam. There are 30 seconds left in this game.
And
1 minute and 44 seconds
that's going to
left.
be a cutting penalty on Dr. Cutter. You can see that number
Fanushka's
3,
going to the box
Tiba,
too.
was very, very emphatic about that being a cut.
Jax, have you been watching this? Have you been watching this? No? Too bad. I would have given you the mic. You could have explained what's going on. Okay, so both jammers are in the box right now.
So they're going to sit there for 10 seconds.
And then they're both going to get up.
released.
And now it has to go the full 2 minutes.
sure
So there's
does.
1 minute and 10 seconds left in this jam. And Fanushka has to score 15 points to tie it up.
But right now, Fanushka is on her scoring.
And
right
I
now,
think Dr. Cutter's going to get a
back
penalty
block
for that.
penalty. Fanushka is on scoring passes while
Yep.
Dr. Cutter is.
She's going to the box. Power jam. It's power jam. Okay, 50 seconds.
This is exactly
10
what we were
points,
talking
50
about.
seconds. This is crazy. Get her through. Get her through. Oh, track cut.
Well, she's out. She's going to have to go back at the back, pass everyone all over again to get her 5 points.
Someone's getting a back block. That is Tigo going to the...
And she's through for another 5 points.
So now the outsiders are down a blocker.
And are down
So-
5 points. It's all about this.
If she gets a full pass, it'll
Then
be a tie.
It'll be a tie game.
11 seconds left, 10 seconds.
And she does.
Oh my goodness.
It's a tie
It's
game.
a tie game.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And we're
Time's up.
going to overtime.
We're going to overtime. Second time of the day. Oh my
Wow.
God, we get to see an overtime. Okay.
Unofficial score right now is 46 to 46.
Just wait till it's official. No, you guys go ahead.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're fine. But I want people to know because I don't know. Okay, so this is unofficial score.
The refs are going to talk now and make sure that it is 46
There's
to
probably
46.
going to be an official review because there always is.
Both teams do have their official reviews left, so now would be a great time to use it if they think something went wrong.
I have to stop stuffing my face with fries. I am starving. Okay.
So yeah, we want to make sure.
Oh my goodness.
What they'll be doing is they'll
This is Jax, by the way.
the jam referees are tabulating the points to make sure that there's no scoring point difference that wasn't counted throughout the game. If everything's clear and this goes to official tie, then we will have 1 2-minute jam. There will be no lead jammer declared. The teams will go the full 2 minutes, and the person with the most points at the end also will be the winner.
This is so much fun and rare.
Absolutely, and right now,
no lead jammer.
No lead
no
jammer.
lead jammer. It's a full 2-minute jam. Right now, these outsiders have 1 blocker in the box.
Talk about rallying.
Oh wow, we
Like, Sosoli goes down, everybody rallies, they tie it up.
With-
Now, if they could win it, it's like the story of the day.
So overtime's on the board, so they counted the points. The points are good. They're going into an overtime.
Okay, it's official. We're going to overtime.
So we are going to an overtime jam. So this will be 1 2-minute jam with no lead jammer.
So no initial pass. They start scoring points right from the beginning.
Okay, if you didn't hear Jax talking next to me, there's no initial pass. So remember how we said before, your initial pass, there's no points scored. It's to determine lead jammer status. Since there's no lead jammer status, that initial pass is going to be immediate points.
So
They're going to be playing hard D.
yeah, and in
right
the
off
event
the
that
whistle.
no one gets through the pack at all, it'll all come down to how many hips they passed on their attempts. This is really exciting time. But it's amazing because there was a minute left in the game. We were talking about how these outsiders needed a power jam, and they needed to do 15 points, which is, I think,
It's like they heard us.
I think that's the highest scoring jam in this game.
That's crazy. That's crazy. They they make a movie out of this. Well, not really, but
So
like,
it
you
looks
could.
like Sugar Rush is going to be jamming
Like a
for
YouTube movie.
Nemesis, and I believe that's Reckness for these outsiders.
They're 2 most effective jammers to date, or to this point. Or I should say, maybe not effective.
But they're
Well, they're pretty effective. Okay. Looks like Blade Paradise is the outsider's last line of defense. Oh, Choo Choo and Julina
That is some beautiful, beautiful reforming.
Reckness is through.
Oh
Okay, it
my
doesn't matter.
gosh. That's 4
okay.
points
I forgot.
for Reckness.
There's no lead jammer.
No.
Okay.
Reckness
Now,
has just scored 4 points.
and Sugar Rush hasn't even gotten through for yet.
Nope, she's still on her first
So that would
scoring
be
pass.
2 points right there, at least.
She probably has all 4 right now, but we can't know that until after.
Yeah, after they pass.
And
Okay,
there she's
there's
through
4.
with 4 points.
Okay, so it's 50-50,
And there's Reckness with 4 points.
54-50. This is math I can do. And 113 left in the jam. Okay. Black blockers in a sea of gray blockers. Everybody's excited. Nobody's holding anybody back.
Everyone
Looks like
looks
Tibet
exhausted
is
at this.
going-
Oh my gosh, that was beautiful.
Okay, Reckness has to come in behind everyone. We're
Yeah.
still 54-54. Okay, 47 seconds.
Nemesis took a penalty on that block, but that was probably a really worthwhile penalty.
Reckness is through before Sugar Rush. Sugar Rush still trying to get through those blockers. They just won't let her be.
She looks
Julien
absolutely
Lapafine,
gassed right
and
now.
who is that? Forming
That's,
at the front,
Choo
Choo Choo. And Bloody Paradise first. She's the first line of defense, and Choo Choo and Julien is.
Oh, and there's been a panty pass. Bloody Paradise is now going to be jamming.
fresh legs.
Absolutely. Reckness looks tired, and now we've got 4 points scored by Bloody Paradise.
If Bloody Paradise can just keep ahead of Sugar Rush, it's 62-58. These outsiders. 4,
3,
2.
Oh my gosh, what a game. It's still unofficial, and the refs need to talk this over, but it does look as though the outsiders are going to get to play Queen's Court in the quarterfinals.
I love this.
And,
I can't believe, I think I got partial there in the last 5 minutes. I know.
That was, wow.
That was amazing, and I love it. And I love everybody that was on the track. Both teams, you and me.
The outsiders are just going crazy on their bench.
All right, so after that excitement, join us back here at the Bubble Stream in 10 minutes, where Jax and I are going to be on stream, and Professor Vex is going to be on house. We're going to have a house announcer this time. It would be nice if we had the house announcer to explain what was going on here, because then I'd be able to hear it too. Congratulations to the outsider, Sosori. We hope you're all right.
Enjoy that beer. You guys have earned it.
But if anybody's talking to Sosori, tell them that, tell her they did it for her.
Yeah.
They came back.
Nemesis,
they came back.
Well done to Nemesis as well. This was a wonderfully hard-fought bout. Oh my gosh.
All right, we're out.
All right.